Well, a new ordinance will now allow the city to accept job applications from those living in shelters. Metro Council unanimously passed the bill last week. It is sponsored by Councilmember Ja'Cory Arthur. The Night Team's Taylor Woods talked to him and a community advocate about that impact.
As the cost of living goes up, more people are left unhoused. For those living in shelters, they're facing an even bigger challenge, applying for jobs.
Sometimes more often than not, it's so hard to get a job because they want you to have an address. They want you to have a home.
Savvy Hughes knows this all too well through her own experience. At one time, she lived in her car and found herself over-explaining when it came to writing down an address on job applications since she was homeless. A new ordinance passed by Metro Council will now require the city to accept applications from people living in homeless shelters.
Especially with our current economic climate. And so to get rid of that kind of blockage will really create, I think, a lot of alleviation for families.
Last year, the Coalition for the Homeless reported more than 5,000 Louisvillians living in shelters. This ordinance created by Councilman Ja'Cory Arthur will help break the cycle by letting people use shelter addresses on job applications.
Overall, I don't see how it's a downfall to anybody. It really seems like a benefit all the way through.
Councilman Arthur says it's been a labor of love to work on the measure over the last 2 years.
We found out there's a really vicious cycle going on where people can't get housing because they don't have employment, and people can't get employed because they don't have housing.
He said a number of shelters have already signed a letter of support through the Coalition for the Homeless.
We also had a couple others, St. John, St. Vincent de Paul, that were allowing people to use their addresses. We're hoping that since we've passed this legislation, every shelter in the region will now allow people to use their addresses.
Hughes believes this ordinance is a benefit for everyone.
Should it be signed by the mayor's office is a win-win for all. I think there's lots of positions that the city is looking to fill, that vendors are looking to fill.
In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
And the ordinance takes effect immediately once it's signed by the mayor. You can also find more information on our website, WHAS11.com.